I think it's not ready to start. Ready. Welcome everybody to the stream. Oh dear. Hold on. Okay. So welcome. My name is Koneko. And today we are streaming for once in a while all by ourselves without so far no problem. Today we are playing Our Life, Beginnings and Always. I saw this game on the stream. It was recommended to me a few times, mainly because it's like a little storytelling game, and it's LGBTQ, and I just love it, and plus I'm in love with the art style. The characters look really good. I've already kind of peeked into it a tiny bit, but not too much. I've only gotten into the prologue part a little bit, but I'm going to be starting a brand new game for this, so let me just check a few more things with my audio, and good to go. Alrighty. I think I'm also joining you today. Yeah. Hi! Can I show your head? I don't know if you can see my cat's here. What's he doing? Let me bring the game a little closer. Hi, Beanie. Hi, Beanie. What you doing, Beanie? But yeah, he's here. He's chilling out with me. He's just happy to be included. Alright. For current mood, I think I'm going to set the light to blue. Nice calming blue. Oh yeah! Like to get into this. So we're playing a new file. Oh, it's so pretty. I feel like inspiration of no. Alright. So here's where we get to make our little character. I think I want to go with kind of an oval face. I think olive skin would look nice. I really like the look of sloped eyes. They're really cute. I'm gonna make them. What color should I make them? I really should have something exotic with possibly. I might go with what's close to my actual eye color and go with brown. So sorry I look a mess. It's a no bones day. If you don't know what that is, you are not on TikTok. Oh, I really like this look. Yeah, I like that. Okay, here in the back. That looks cute. Make hair brown because my hair is brown, technically. These are the colors. For the sake of this being a character in the beginning, we're gonna go with kind of some basic colors. You can't change your eye color or anything else later on. The only thing you can change, I believe, is your hair color and your hairstyle, because, you know, as you get older, you might change your hair color or haircut. I'm changing my eye colors, though. I really like the look of the blue eyes. Ah. I always wish I had been born with green eyes. So, I think I might actually go with green eyes. And here's what's cool. We can go by pronouns they, she, or he. We can have our name voiced by the characters. Most importantly, the main love interest at this point, Cove. Look at different names, maybe go by one of my names. A lot of cool ones. Ooh, Phoenix. Yeah. Many names at its list. Ooh, there's some Z names. Ooh, there's Zelda. No, no Zelda? How could you not put a Zelda? Oh, okay. Yeah, Jamie's the default name. I think I might go with one of my names. So I might go with, because I go by two different names. Or I could go by my middle name. Do they have my middle name? Not have my own. Oh, close. They have Eliza. My middle name's Elizabeth. So that's close. For the sake of picking a freaking name, we're gonna go with Eliza. We're gonna go by she. And I'm gonna go to the next page where we can pick birthmarks. So you could have like a little mole, like on your cheek. Technically, I do have like beauty marks, but mine are like on my lip and higher up on my forehead. You can have weird birthmarks all over your face. It's important that you actually add these marks there. I'm going to not do birthmarks or scars. I'm going to do rosy cheeks. I kind of want to do rosy cheeks. And I'm going to do freckles. Heck yeah. Do I want glasses? Yeah. I'm going to give my character glasses. Like me. What shape glasses? What shape glasses do I have? They're kind of rectangular. They're too big. So we're gonna go with these small ovals. And her hand size. I'm a big girl, but for this game, I think I'm gonna go with medium. And this is fun. This gives us like a little more into our characters' like personality and the things they do. I think of myself. Let's see. I do have a scar on my chest, so I'm gonna put yes to that. Do I have any birth? I do have a birthmark, I think, somewhere on my back, so I'm gonna add that there. And then I'm gonna just add freckles all over me, because why not? I've always wished I had freckles. I wear all sorts of different clothing type. So, come on, work. I'm so glad this thing is a touchscreen laptop. I wear pants, dresses, skirts, and shirts. And I do like bracelets and necklaces, and I occasionally wear a hat. If my hair is perfect enough for that. So, last name. I'm gonna go with Rosa. Because I'm drinking a Stella Rosa wine. Don't judge me. Don't judge me because I was in a mug. It's my favorite freaking mug in the world. It's got lemons in it. I think we're done. Here we go. Summer in Sunset Bird was a special time of year. The usually sleepy town began to bustle. It was a popular tourist destination with people coming from all over to enjoy the beach, the weather, and the relaxation that came with both. The smell of the ocean, crisp and salty, hung in the air, bringing 3 whole months of school's vacation with it. Buddy, what you doing? What you doing? Why are you moving so much? During the summer, your moms didn't like you to wander too far outside your neighborhood. So you knew the area pretty well. What? I'm gonna take this out for just a minute. That included the people. Families came and went from Sunset Bird, but they mostly stayed and did what your mom called putting down roots. They built businesses, they got to know each other, and they definitely said hello to nice young kids who waved when passing their stores. Going for a walk around town, mostly men. At the familiar, friendly residents waved or asked how your family was, or most often just said hello. Now this is where we kind of show like kind of our personality. I was a really shy kid and I didn't really like when strangers say hi to me. I still don't, but I at least now like nod, like, you know, like politely to be like, oh yeah, like hello. Buddy, what do you think? He doesn't care. The first answer fits me to a T, but I shouldn't really put that one, should I? Though the bottom one fits me as like a little kid. I'm gonna go with this one. Yeah. It's the polite thing to do, after all. Your moms had taught you to always be respectful. We have moms. Not a dad and mom. Moms. Plural. I love that. I love that. That was like so freaking amazing. But today there was a man sitting on the curb outside your house. Uh-oh. He's sitting with his head in his hands, his whole body slumped over, and he wondered if he was even a real person, or a statue that had magically sprung up from the ground overnight. Kid logic. Whoever or whatever he was, you had never seen him before. One thing about knowing everyone in Sunset Bird was that people who you didn't recognize really, really stood out. It was rare for a tourist to venture to the residential district, as your mom called it. I couldn't say residential. God. Is it dental or dental? Dental! Oh my god. I'm gonna take a little text real quick. Yikes. We got some cool weather coming in, people. Not probably for some of you guys, but unless if you live in warmer places. But for me, it's gonna be cold. I'm actually looking forward to it. I had my phone tablet on too, so I technically have a second screen that just looks on the screen. Ignore that sound. Nothing happened. Nothing broke. So for you, not knowing who a total stranger was set off a lot of red flags. Oh yeah, me to a T as a kid. Your moms had a talk with you about, and your big sister Lizzie, about this kind of situation before. I picked the name Eliza, and I forgot that the sister's name is Lizzie. Eliza and Lizzie. Good grief. Very creative names from these parents. I don't listen to my parents in general, so the first one could be me. If I was adventurous. Remember, it's okay to run away if you feel uncomfortable. Yeah, don't worry. Oh my god. Kind of picking some of the same stuff I picked last night when I played it for the first time, so I'm gonna pick that. You weren't sure about this man yet. But I'm interested. I want to know what's going on. From our approach. You slowed down, your eyes remaining fixed on the man. There was a split second where your eyes met. You knew he was aware he wasn't alone on the street anymore. Oh my god. I'm not gonna do I shouldn't do character voices because I'm gonna screw up my life. What do I even do for Hey! You raised your eyebrows at the shout. Did he want something? Is that why he was here? The man stood up, started to make his way towards you. This would be me. This would be me. Oh, but I'm gonna offer a friendly smile. I'm gonna offer a friendly smile. I'm gonna be nice. The man gives a grin of his own back. I still laugh when I see him. Oh my god. He looks like your typical surfer dude, like, saw, dude. Should we give him that voice? Why the fuck not? Why not? Do you live here? What's your name? You let the man up and down, take in his tan skin and relaxed appearance. At least his clothes were relaxed. The way he was acting wasn't. He had sharks on his shorts and a stingray tattoo, and you wondered if he was obsessed with the ocean or something. While you made your assessment, he looked at you expectantly, waiting for an answer to his question. Typically kids, you would not want to, tell a stranger your name or where you live. But for the game's sake, I'm gonna do that. I live right there. My name is Eliza. Great! Nice to meet you, Eliza. He gave you a broad smile. Relief settling on his face. Uh-oh. Another lesson, kids. If a stranger shows you money, run away. Run away. If an stranger offers you money, it's not because they're going to ask you to do what he's going to ask. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a clean $20 bill, crinkled in his hand as he held it up to you. Even more confused than before you looked back at him. Well, could you do me a favor? I know that's not exactly what he sounds like, but literally there are voice lines in this. That make it stupid. Nothing bad. Sorry, I should have. Let me start over. He cleared his throat and stood up straighter. Excuse me. From where you were standing, it made him look creepy. God, this poor man can't get a break. I have a son. His name's Cove. He's about your age. Literally, you only said your cheek. This guy was definitely obsessed with the water. Definitely. He wasn't the only person who liked that in Sunset Bird. We just moved across the street, see? He gestured to the house that had been empty for a year, his watch catching the afternoon sunlight and reflecting off the walls. The gigantic for sale sign was finally gone. You must be Eliza Rosa, right? I met your moms earlier, and they told me you were 8, just like him, so... He shook the $20 bill to bring it back to your attention. A hopeful smile tilting his lips at the corners. Don't offer kids money to be friends with your kids. It just makes you look like a creep. Can you try to be friends with the boy? I can't do the voice anymore. I can't. It's just so bad. It makes me feel so awkward, and I feel like so creepy. Oh my god. Just give it a chance, and you can keep this. He's a good kid. You'll like him. But you gotta keep it a secret too, okay? It wouldn't be friendly to say his dad sent you. I can't even feel sorry for Cove. Other kids really get their parents. Oh, I do feel sorry for him, so I'm gonna say I'm sorry. Definitely wasn't a normal way kids made friends. You knew that. What do you say? Want to make a deal? I could run away. I could take the bill. But honestly, I don't want the guy's money. I'm gonna say I don't want the money. I don't want to be paid for that. It's too weird. He deflated enough to notice, but not completely. Are you sure? It wouldn't be so bad. Even if it's for the summer, that'd be enough. That only made the sound more strange to you. Why does it lasting for the summer matter? When it was clear his intentional strategy wasn't going to fly, he tucked the bill into a back pocket and changed the request. I get it. You don't have to. Would you be comfortable with he and I coming by for a normal visit? No money involved. Yeah, don't involve money. Red flag. Kidding. Yeah, I want to meet him. His smile got bigger again. His eyes crinkled at the sides. I'll bring him by tomorrow. I wanted him to meet and greet with the neighbors today, but I don't know where he's gotten off to. You are not a good parent if you lost your kid already and you just moved here. He laughed when he said that, but the way his face looked, he thought he actually wanted to cry. Yikes! If you see him, can you tell him to come on home? He's got a pink cast and glasses. You can't miss it. Well, it's hard to also miss the other details about him, but, you know. I can try. He nodded, not totally certain to find Cove, but willing to look. The man smiled and reached out to pat you on the head, paused before doing so, and pulled his hand away instead. Yeah, buddy, don't go patting kids on the head that you don't know. Your moms are already checking around for you. Such a thoughtful group you are. And I better go look too. Can't put everyone else to work while I keep sitting here. I thought he might come back, and that's not what's important. I have to go. Thanks again, Eliza. Thanks so much. He jogged off down the street without another word. You decided to check the hills behind your house. Step 1. First sight. So the game's broken up into steps. I believe Step 4 was just recently released, and there is some extra DLC stuff that I did purchase. God, the stinking coaster. But point is, I think there's more coming in soon. I plan to play it for myself and both for the channel when it comes out. When it does. Anyway. Chirping of crickets in the tall grass greeted you, quiet and familiar. From the top of the hill, you could see the ocean. As you walked, you listened to the crash of waves on the shore and the seagulls squawking as they settled down for the night. I mean, I honestly don't like the beach. I like the ocean. I don't like the beach. Ooh, and stories about the sea. I do believe in mermaids. Hence the mug. So, I'm gonna go with you loved hearing stories about the sea, about merfolk, sea serpents, imagining living beneath the waves. Sometimes you could almost convince yourself you had seen the flash of a shiny mermaid's tail in the distance. Oh, I do that all the time. You took in a deep breath. You wanted to try and relax, and couldn't. You weren't sure what, but something told you you weren't alone. So you glanced around. There he is! Oh, baby! It looks so sad. I'm already crying. Ugh, goodness. Okay. There was a boy sitting at the top of one hill. He was completely hidden within the long grass and the white flowers surrounding him. His head was buried in his knees, staring ahead of himself. For whatever reason, probably just because he wasn't paying attention, he hadn't noticed you yet. I watched him a minute longer, feeling a little bit like you found a deer in the wild. Although deer didn't have see, I don't get what's with the wavy eyebrows, but I'm gonna say green hair. But this new boy did. You watch as it fluttered softly around his face in the breeze. After a few more seconds, he took a step forward, then another. And then he glanced your way. His aquamarine eyes reflected in the moon. In the light of the moon. Yeah, he stopped, raising a hand to acknowledge him, show you weren't scary. I'm not gonna say hi, Space Cadet. I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna go with what I didn't answer with when I played it privately. I'm gonna go, are you lost? With a start, he jumped to his feet, hands balling into fists at his side. Oh, don't cry, baby. I wanna cry. It's so cute. He didn't say anything, just stared at you in a strange way. He'd been crying. There were traces of tears on his cheeks, and his knees soaking the hem of his shorts. His eyes were still shining with a few more. You obviously caught him off guard. The pink cast seemed to glow in the twilight, but when he caught you staring at it, he hid his arm behind his back. Something the man earlier had said stuck out to you. Cove? Eyes wide. He studied you. How did you know that? I met your dad. Oh. Okay. So, is this your hill? He gestured with his uninjured arm. The patch of grass surrounding you. His face falling at the prospect. I can leave it if it is. Technically, you can own a hill if it's part of your property, but I'm gonna say no. You shook your head. While doing so, you picked at a strand of lint on your leg. What a weird question to ask someone. Oh? He sat back down with a thump, resting his chin on his knees again. Curious about the strange new boy, the odd dad. You sat on the patch of grass next to him. The pure white flowers that covered this hill rocked back and forth gently, but the stars twinkled above. The way they dotted the sky made it seem like flowers too. I love the writing in this. The writing is so great. Oh my god. The night wind was cool as it traveled over the ocean and up the hill, chasing away the heat from the afternoon sun. Why are you here? Oh no, don't cry. A quiet hiccup escaped Cove as soon as he asked the question. Almost like they never stopped. He started up again with a vengeance. My parents. They don't want to live together with me anymore. Eek. Child of divorce. Or just parents are separated. But I'm gonna guess divorced. The tears fell fast and heavy over his flushed cheeks, sticking in his dark lashes. Poor baby. Ignore this. I'm gonna work on this while I'm gonna put it on auto. My mom made my dad leave and he took me with him, and now we have a house here. And I want to go home. Oh, poor baby. Oh. The outburst took you off guard. By the time he was done wailing, Cove's chest was heaving with exhaustion. I need to figure out how to slow down auto. Good grief. He sniffled and removed his glasses, wiping his eyes with the back of his hand before putting them back on again. I hate this place. I want my real life back. I want my mom. I'm sorry. He slipped his hands underneath his glasses and pressed his fingers against his eyelids. Cove wound up himself again for another long crying fit. It's hard. Being a kid and having your parents get separated or divorced is hard. He felt bad for him, being forced to come here with no choice. He couldn't imagine what it would feel like to live with only one of your moms. But it must be pretty hard. But from way off in the distance, he heard your parents. Eliza! Cove! Kids, where did you go? Cove looked at you, tears still clinging to his cheeks. Don't tell them we're here. I don't want to go back to that house. I want to go home. It'll be okay. You were struck by the sudden need to reassure Cove. It's not going to be all fun, but he's your family too. Yeah, I guess. And you can count on him when you really, really need him. You shot him a grin and pushed yourself to your feet. Slowly, Cove stood up with you, still looking a little reluctant. His dad's voice rang out again. Cove, can you hear me? He looked towards the sound of his dad's voice, silent, and turned away while rubbing his not bandaged arm. Sorry. I still don't want to go. You finally leewayed with him. Yeah, I get it. You do? Before you could answer, you heard Cove's dad, even closer than before. I almost said Dad's dad. Good grief. There you are, bud. The trio of parents appeared over the curve of the hill. Instantly, all their eyes landed on you as they rushed over. Look at my moms! Look at my moms! They're so pretty! Oh my gosh. Both of your moms were at your side in a split second, faces filled with worry. Eliza, you're here after all. We had been at the park to check for Cove, then heard what happened earlier when you met the new neighbor. I thought you might have gone off further away. We're okay, don't worry. Thank God you're both fine. Were you two having fun out here? He looked over at Cove, who was wiggling against his dad's tight hug, pushing at his arms. That's a typical kid thing to say. Yeah, I like him. He nodded, smiling slightly. Finally letting go of his squirming, scowling son, Cove's dad turned to forgive you. Thanks so much for finding him. I really don't know this neighborhood. Good thing Eliza knows this whole area so well. Absolutely. We should be getting home now. It's been a long day for all of us. Say goodbye, Cove. Bye. Who the F is calling me? I'm not picking up that phone. The two of them walked off into the darkness, heading towards the neighborhood. He watched Cove's bright pink house until it disappeared. Tell you what, we'll have a proper play date tomorrow. I should make a blooper reel, I swear to God. Okay? Your new friend's dad wanted to bring him by to see you and Lizzie. How's that sound? Sounds like words. Sure. Can I turn on my stuff? Of course. She has a freaking piercing in her nose. I love her. I love her. Then okay. Both of your moms laughed. I got voicemail. I'll have to listen to that when I take a break. The sounds overlapping into warm, familiar chorus. Mommy put her arm around your shoulder and led you towards the path. Satisfied, and more than a little ready to go to bed after a long, exciting day, you follow them home. Okay, and here we can choose our feelings towards Cove. You can change the later steps that happen. I would say, so far, I feel relaxed. I would say I'm fond of him. But, personally I'm fond of him. But as a kid, you're kind of like, meh. So I'm gonna go with indifferent. Relaxed, but indifferent. It's too soon to be for me to have a crush, because your feelings for Cove are what start your relationship with him. And the relationship could start as soon as now in childhood, to adolescence, to teenagehood, to adulthood. So I'm going to go with indifference because I want to take it slow. And at this point, I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back in just a minute. Okay, we are back. Got some ice cream. Early the next morning, you're poking at your food, eating it slowly. Your sister Lizzie had run out earlier to go play, but you stayed put. Today, just like your mom had promised, Cove was coming over to hang out. Excited to see your new friend again, Eliza? Maybe we can become friends.
Okay.
With that said, are you done with your breakfast? I don't know. Am I? You gesture down to the empty dish in front of you, raising your eyebrows dramatically. Okay, we see. Good job. You should be here soon. Cleanup began, and then, on cue, there was a knock. It was hesitant, like the person wasn't sure they were in the right place, but still loud, though. We need to get a more obvious doorbell. I know. Eliza, could you get it? Because Mom said so, you wandered over to the door. Hey, Rosa family. Thanks for having us. Mr. Holden, as your moms have called him, and his son were here. Cove looked different in the bright lighting of your living room. And when he wasn't crying. Oh, gee, kid. With his dad standing in front of him and Mom and Mommy behind you. You and Cove looked at each other. You studied Cove apathetically. This was the parents' plan, not yours. Not seeming any more excited than you were, he just stared back. I get to choose what kind of bracelet I'm wearing. I'm gonna go with a shell bracelet, because in my private playthrough I picked crystal. I collect crystals. Do you want to go play in your room, Eliza? Sure. Come on, it's upstairs. Why am I gesturing with my head? Game. Okay.
Take care.
Let us know if you need anything, you two. Hit my ice cream. Have fun, kids. See you later, son. Play nice. Why did parents say that? Whether or not we play nice is irrelevant. You led him to your room, puffing out your chest a little bit at the sight of your treasures. There were lots of stuffed animals, a cool bed, and a window to look out. I wish my bed was next to a window. But at the same time I don't, because then light right in my face. Actually, my bed was next to my window for a short while. It was a great room, and you hadn't had anyone to show it for a while. But you were really proud of it. He leaned in a little closer to one of your drawings on the wall. I like this. Thank you. You're welcome. So freaking cute. You smiled at him. You were really proud of that particular piece of art, and you were glad he noticed. As an actual artist, I appreciate this. What do I hear? Oh, shoot. I have to the volume on my phone. So part of... And I tend to keep track of the stream on my phone to make sure things are running smoothly. But my phone's dying, so it's plugged in. Fix that blanket on me. Also, if you hadn't noticed, it's a fruits basket blanket. Because, yes. You turn to look around the room. He turned to look around the room a little more, studying the books on your desk and the pictures on the walls. Wish my eyeglasses was up. You were glad for the company. It was nice to have someone new to play with. Then his eyes landed on your tiny box of beach things you collected, tucked away by your door. He took a step towards it, before hesitating and pointing at it instead. What's this? I heard stuff I found at the beach. Or a hoard of stuff I found at the beach. I used to be that kid. Do you have any driftwood in there? Dragging the box into the middle of the room, you and Cove flopped down next to it. I think so. Yeah, see? You gestured to a piece at the bottom, still covered with specks of sand. Neat. This is a good collection. You got a sense from the tone of his voice he wasn't saying it to be nice or to be like Shiloh. He actually meant it. Oh, right, I almost forgot. Shiloh is going to be here today. Shiloh? Lizzie's friend. Or like her #1 fan, I guess. Do I have to see him? It should be okay, I mean, he's Lizzie's friend, not mine, but, you know. Come on, check out my shells more. You found this big one under... Oh, I found this one under a big piece of seaweed that had washed ashore, and... You pulled out seashell after seashell, putting where you'd gotten each one, holding them up against the light. There were big ones, small ones, pink, purple, and orange. Most of them had washed off in the bathroom sink when you brought them home, cleaning out the sand. I think I'm gonna go with funny stories, because I do tend to think of funny stories that relate to stuff I collect. Apparently fascinated either by the stories or the shells themselves, Phil listened with what looked like full force of his attention. Like when you got pinched by a hermit crab while searching for shells, and after watching him scurry away back to the ocean, you found another empty shell that was almost a twin to his home. It was a new experience, in the center of such dedicated focus. Even if it was only directly at the shells. Kids, come down to the living room. You could tell the idea was making him unhappy, but Mommy wasn't giving you much chance to hang around. Cove hadn't been like this meeting you. I guess it was because he thinks you found each other by accident. Not by a parent made it happen. Mr. Holm had been right that telling Cove his dad was a part of this would be a bad idea. Before you knew it, we both been escorted downstairs and deposited in the living room, ready for Shiloh's visit. The two of you sat side by side on the floor of your home's entryway. I brought the box of shells. I want to keep looking at them. Great. Bust it open. We keep looking while we wait for Shiloh. Cove reached in and pulled out a big orange shell. Oh. Like he hadn't spoken aloud yet, he turned to you and held it up, eyes shining. I think I like this one the best of them. That's my favorite too. Cove smiled at you, and you both admired the shell together. It was a giant conch with shades of dark and light orange. If you held it to your ear, you could I could hear the ocean. Excuse me. Okay. I found that one last summer when we went to the beach on a picnic. The two of you were still sitting on the floor, looking through your collection of beach findings when the doorbell finally rang. Cove jumped, startled by the sound. Since the person hadn't knocked, he figured it was probably Shiloh. He knew where to look for that. Lizzie's friend? You nodded, but that didn't seem to make Cove feel any better. Poor kid. He's just gone through a lot. It was very obvious that Cove didn't hide his feelings well. You could tell what he was thinking right away. This isn't a good idea. You'll be alright. He's here. We can't tell him to leave. He's at our only door, and if you go upstairs, he'll find you. He glanced around the room, eyes wide, and finally paused with his gaze locked onto the back of the house. I can go out the window. Don't go out the window. He was already walking towards it. Good grief. Scrambling to think of something to say, you step forward, then pause. Cheer up. Shiloh's gonna like you. He likes everyone. I mean it. But I don't want to see him. I don't know him. This kid. It's okay if you're worried. Nobody warned you this was gonna happen. Thanks. Shiloh poked his head into the living room. It was impossible to know for sure if he had heard what you were saying or not, but you would guess he had. He's so cute! He's so freckly! Hi, Liza. And, hi, Cove? Cove shot you an uneasy glance. Hi. He just sounds so upset. Hi. I'm Shiloh. Nice to meet you. Yeah. You have a lot of freckles. Oh, right. I do. What are you guys doing? We're looking at shells. Oh, awesome. Can I do it too? So freaking cute. Cove shrugged and looked back at your box of beach findings. Good grief. What about that one? The plan for the afternoon, as far as you were concerned, was to sit and look at the beach some more. You weren't really in the mood to do much of anything else. Hey, check out this scallop shell I found. Cool, right? It's a pretty color. Kinda like my cast. I'm curious what the story is behind the cast. Like, what the heck did this kid do? He, like, ended up in a cast. It's beautiful glittering pink. It does look a little bit like a wrap around his arm. Pink is a nice color. Okay. Is it your favorite? Not really. What is? Maybe green or blue. Might be yellow. Oh, those are all cool colors. Those are all cool, I guess. I'm gonna change the color to green, because this is getting awkward. Green for awkward. Or should I make it yellow? Ooh. You know. Orange for awkward. I like those colors too. Awesome. Like usual, it didn't take long for Shiloh to get fidgety. Lizzie was his favorite. Without her around, Shiloh didn't seem to know what to do with himself. And Cove wasn't like your sister. He wasn't that much like you either. I'm sorry, my Alexa went crazy. Is Lizzie coming back? I don't know. Aw. Where'd she go? I think she's at the beach. Probably. Is she playing at her park? Cove's eyes lit up at the mention of the park. And you look towards you. There's a park? Yeah, but it's old. Can you show me? I want to go. You started getting up before you had even answered. When Shiloh jumped up beside him in excitement. Really? You do? You do too? Right, Eliza? Or, really? You do too, right, Eliza? The park is fun. The park is pretty great. Yeah, it's right at the beach, and there's lots of fun stuff to do, and lots of sand. And it has a jungle gym and a bunch of swings. Sounds like it would be cool. So, are we gonna go find Lizzie? I don't know. I never really wanted to see her. I just want to check the park out. Adrift without any direction, Shiloh finally turned to you. Okay. He perked up. Both boys wanted to go. It was only fair. Well, frick. Check the status of this journey. How long we've been going. Oh, wow. We've been going like about an hour. Nice. After getting permission from your moms, the three of you were ready to head out. Sorry. Look at my throat. It was a short walk to the park. Lizzie had convinced your mom that it was so short she could always be allowed to walk there by herself. When you found her, she was hanging on the jungle gym, swinging back and forth. Hey, Lizzie. Her face lit up when she saw you, her big brown eyes going wide. Eliza! Shiloh! Hi! She dropped down to the ground and landed with a soft thud in the sand. In a split second, Shiloh had abandoned you two and scrambled over to stand by her. You were used to being left out when it came to just the three of you. Now, Cove was here. You weren't sure if this was an improvement. And who's that? It's Cove. He's new. I remember. Hi, Cove. Welcome to my park. Nobody ever comes to play here. So this Echo. Shut up. Oh my god. I'm hugging her. That has never happened before. It's embarrassing. Nobody ever comes to play here. This is where we get together. She gestured widely with her arms, as if to present the area to the newcomer. It's a no-bones day. I've been drinking. Not much. And this is super diluted, so. Ugh. That's beside the point. While Lizzie continued talking, you took the chance to kick off your shoes and wriggle your toes through the warm sand. Ew, gross. Nice, huh? In this neighborhood, I'm the one who comes up with the ideas. You are? Yeah, I am. Who else could handle the job? Lizzie's the oldest. By a lot. My mom said you're Eliza's age. Yeah? Thought so. I'm still the only one in this group with double digits. What about the other kids? Other kids? There aren't any. We're the only kids here. And Shiloh's just visiting from another place. Not even tourists really bring their kids here. This is the land of ancients. Be careful that the oldies don't try to steal your youth. Oh. For a second, it looked like he might cry again. But something in his eyes shifted and he looked back at Lizzie. What kind of old people, like moms and dads or grandparents? Grandparents who don't have kids. They hate kids. Why? We haven't done anything. Only some of them don't like kids. You interjected quickly, hoping Lizzie wouldn't take things too far. Cove sniffled, his forehead creasing with worry. Lizzie was staring Cove down, but Cove wasn't even looking at her anymore. He didn't seem to care she was there. He went into his own head. Lizzie's kind of a brat. Shiloh was the next to speak, really unaware of the situation. I met Lizzie and Eliza in school. You'll see tons of kids there once summer's over. I don't want to go to a new school. I don't want summer to end. Shiloh looked down at the dirt. He hadn't had much luck striking up conversations with Cove. I like summer vacation too. All the building tension in the air suddenly vanished when Lizzie laughed. It was Shiloh's discomfort, and at how weird she thought Cove was, something else entirely you didn't really know. But she laughed, her face scrunching up. Welcome to Sunset Bird, Cove. Take a seat, put up your feet, and get used to it. Ugh, it was right. That kind of girl that I would not want to play with. For the rest of the summer, Cove was always there. Saw him more often than Shiloh, and on Sundays, when she was in a bad mood or just busy, saw him even more than Lizzie. He became a staple in your everyday life. The way sun and lunch and the beach were. That first summer, you hadn't really been interested in one way or another. It was just kind of a fact of life. Someone you met because he was there. Of course, that was only the start of things. Now, here are moments in step 1. And we had gone a long time without a save, so I'm gonna save. See, this is my files with my real name, so meh. But as you see, there's some DLC stuff that you get when you purchase the DLC package. Otherwise, you would just get these up here. And then when you're done, I think you're done going through all of them, or at least a few of them, I'm not sure. You then pick, and then some are ended. I'm going to pick fireflies. Alright, tonight we're going to catch fireflies. At this blunt declaration from your sister, you looked up from your macaroni and cheese dinner. Fireflies were a familiar sight over the summer, coming out on warm nights to dance through the sky. The night was particularly balmy, and you knew there were bound to be a ton of them around. Oh, you are you? Yeah. You rock lightly from side to side in your seat, excited for your after-dinner activity. Catching fireflies was a great way to spend the summer evening, and you could already envision little lightning bugs drifting through the darkened sky. That's a good idea, Lizzie. Can't we, Mrs. Rosa? Carlo tapped his fork against the table excitedly, his face lighting up as he looked at Lizzie. It was unusual for Shiloh to still be here. Like always, his mom had to bring him over really early in the morning before her job started. But normally she would have picked him up by now. She called before dinner to let your moms know she'd be late. You didn't hear why. Probably more work things. You thought maybe getting to hang out with Shiloh for longer is what made Lizzie want to keep running around outside. Staying at home and watching TV was never an option for her with guests over. That's why you were pretty sure she'd get your moms to agree. Well, it's already so dark out there. Lizzie gave your mom the best puppy dog eyes she could, slowly spooning mac and cheese into her mouth while you waited for their response. Let them go. Nights like this don't happen every day. The parents exchanged a look, and Mom eventually sighed and nodded back. Yes! Along with Lizzie's cheers, you threw up your arms in triumph, but waited until you finished chewing to say anything because you knew it was rude to talk with your mouth full. Yeah. Obviously. I have no manners. Fine. Just make sure you stay on the hill behind the house with all the poppies, okay? Duh, Mom. That's where most of them are. The idea had only been planted in your head, and you already could just picture all the glowing lights spreading out in front of you, like the fairies from the bedtime stories Mommy read sometimes. All too quickly, it became a race to see who could finish their food first. No choking at the dinner table now. That's right. If someone died, we'd have to cancel the firefly trip after all. Mom said it like a joke, but you knew that they were both telling you kids to slow down. Charlotte did immediately. When you glanced at Lizzie, you saw her still eating faster than she could. Elizabeth! Oh, that's why her name's Lizzie. Her name is Elizabeth. No one's gonna die, sheesh. Elizabeth and Eliza, good grief. That's not a good name pairing. I might have to go back through this and re-answer everything. And pick a different name. Oh, jeez. A knock on your door interrupted Mom before she could no doubt scold your sister. I'll get it. Your big sister jumped out of her seat and ran over to the door, pulling it open without even looking out the window to see who it was first. Huh? You shifted in your seat to get a glimpse of the unexpected guest.
Hi.
Good evening, Cove. Your mommy had already walked to the door by that time. You managed to see past Shiloh's flappy hat. Cove? You had no idea why he was here all of a sudden, but you supposed it wasn't worth worrying over. Instead, your eyes landed on Lizzie, who was looking at Cove like he had come here to specifically ruin all her plans. For a few seconds, Cove said nothing. He only stood there and looked up at your mommy with a face almost like he was considering turning around and leaving. My dad told me to drop this off because I guess he borrowed it from you. Cove took a familiar screwdriver out from his large side pocket. Eyes now dropped to the floor. We left ours back home when we had moved. Great. Thanks. Bye. Thank you. Here, why don't you come inside for a bit? God, Lizzie's a fucking brat. Lizzie crossed her arms in front of her and looked at her chin. Cove shrugged, and Mom stood in front of the table too. I'll give your dad a call and let him know that you got here alright. I'll take a moment to eat this real quick. Push fully aside with the eye looking on the ground. I take forever just to read all these by the way. It's getting to be too much. Hi, Cove. Charlotte gave Cove a friendly smile while waving by holding his hand and opening and closing his fingers. Cove nodded in response. Cove, are you going to catch fireflies with us? You could see it was the eye you for mentioning the excursion to an outsider, but she'd get over it. If Cove said no, you'd understand, though catching fireflies wasn't something I ever liked to do. I want to see them. I've never caught one before. It was too bad he didn't have a chance before now. Fireflies weren't out when he first moved to him, and there must not have been any where he used to live. We can't go until after dinner. After she pointed this out, Lizzie walked back to the table and took her seat. There wasn't much left on her plate. This is very true. You decided to finish up with your own stuff as well. Cove stepped closer and eyed what was on the menu for your family's meal. Have you eaten yet? Yeah. My dad and I ate earlier. What did you have? Eggs. The clipped one-word response seemed to discourage Shiloh from asking any more questions. His eyes slowly wandered back to the scraps of food on his plate. Hello! Did you come back to join me? The baby boy came back. Her phone call with Cove's dad must have ended because her mom came back into the room. So, your dad said that you could stay for a little while if you'd like, but he's going to come get you before it gets too much later. Sure. Oh, fine. This will be so nice. After you polished off the meal, you hoped it would be too. The three of you all finished eating shortly after, and Lizzie led the way outside. Remember, don't stray too far. It's fine, Mom. Yeah, classic, kid. Actually, like 10 or like 11. Closer to middle school age, the more, yeah. Shiloh trailed so closely after Lizzie, he was nearly stepping on her heels. Cove hesitated at the door. Coming? After a moment, he did. Bye, children. The two of you were a good 10 or 15 feet behind Lizzie and Shiloh by the time you walked outside. You pushed the door shut behind you, watching their figures get farther and farther away. You're so slow, Eliza. We don't have all night. You started to run when you heard Lizzie's voice calling you, but paused when you saw Cove still walking at a relaxed pace. I'm gonna walk with him. You supposed there wasn't any real hurry. You knew it would be bad to leave them behind entirely. The two of you followed after the footsteps, Lizzie and Shiloh left behind, until you reached the hill behind your house. Really pretty. Lizzie had already climbed to the top. Shiloh was spinning in circles somewhere in the middle. Upon seeing the gently glowing, winking lights, he moved a bit faster, eyes widening in delight. Wow. Charlotte took a moment to come over and welcome both of you at the hill. Hi guys! It's really great out, huh? See how many there are? Yeah. Firefly danced through the air, landing on Cove's sea green head. Even Shiloh couldn't help but giggle. Covering his mouth with a hand, the sound escaped and Cove looked up at you in confusion. What? Oh look, Lizzie has one. That's amazing. Shiloh ran up to the highest point of the hill, making sure it was his hat or his backpack on the way. You hummed as the group divided and conquered, shifting your gaze to the dozens of fireflies sailing around you. The game is on. Am I the type to... Yeah. I'm literally covered in cuts and bruises all over. Honestly, it would not be surprising. If I have cuts on my hand. You have 2 bandages on your hand and you try to be cautious of that. Spotting one close by, you approach it with assassin-like stealth, crouching down to make it seem like less of a threat. Slowly dragging one foot in front of the other, you cut towards it, arms outstretched. Close your hands around the low glowing orb, careful not to crush it. The firefly landed on your palm, almost docile. You stared down at your prize of delight. Its tiny legs tickled your skin, and you giggled at the sensation. Cove kept up with his own target, but when he tried to grab it with his pink cast waved awkwardly through the air, foiling his efforts to clasp his hands around the firefly. Ugh. Cove watched it vanish into thin air, and with a dissatisfied expression on his face. Encourage him to try again. You'll get the next one. Cove didn't say anything. He thought he must have been upset. He walked further up the hill and continued his hunt. And you let your own firefly flutter back into the air. That was fine. You had your own plans. You decided to sit in the grass and watch. You quietly took a seat among the flowers. The others were jumping and dashing all about. Saw how many times they succeeded and failed. How Shiloh almost tripped a couple times. It was a dramatic show. Though all around you it was calm. The lights, the stars, and the fireflies surrounded you peacefully. It was a beautiful night. You laughed quietly to yourself as you watched the others, and Shiloh finally managed to catch a firefly with 2 small hands. Need to cut something open. And more ice cream. And probably a little too open now. So I'm going to be careful. His eyes lit up, and he spread his fingers to take a peek. The bug. Oh! You watch as he pounced after it once more, but your eyes sealing down Cove, who failed to catch a firefly yet. You cheered him on. You can do it, Cove. Cove smiled at you for a moment before returning to the firefly he had been trailing with renewed enthusiasm. While Cove returned to hunting fireflies, Cove for laying back against the soft grass, watching the poppies swaying around you and the fireflies hovering in the vast sky. Eliza, Cove, get up here. We're gonna have a race. The shouting caught you off guard. It had been a while since you heard from Lizzie or Shiloh. You glanced over to see both of them at the top of the hill again. Lizzie beckoning you with a quick hand gesture. She was like that, you knew there wasn't much room for disagreement. Up the incline you went. From the corner of your eye, you saw Cove was coming as well. He didn't care for Lizzie a lot, so you thought he might be intrigued by the idea of the race. Hi. Hi, Cove. You can't roll down the hill. You could hurt your arm again. You'll be the referee for the rest of us. As Lizzie pointed out, Cove froze in place. Oh, it was that kind of race. He frowned down at his cast. That was the second time it got in the way of tonight. What? Yeah, you'll watch and see who gets to the bottom first. That's important. Got it? I guess. The cast is sturdy. If he was careful, he could have done it. Lizzie might have been looking for a reason to make someone else the referee, but it was already decided. I'll stay with Cove. Really? Why? You don't have to do that. You don't have to. That's okay. I want to watch. You moved beside him on top of the hill, even though Lizzie eyed you and made a face. That's not how races work. You only need one referee. Shrugging your shoulders, you refused to budge. Lizzie let out a huff before throwing her hands in the air. Fine. I'll be the winner, whether you join or not. Lizzie moved to lay down. Shiloh did the same. Cove stood slightly to the side to get a better vantage point. He stood next to him. Countdown. Cove stood a little straighter. It seemed like he was taking his newcomer referee duties seriously. 3, 2, 1, go. Lizzie and Shiloh took off, letting gravity do the work, rolling at high speeds toward the top of the hill. I've seen kids do this, but the places they did it was not a great choice, as there were cow patties everywhere. You and Cove leaned forward to watch them go. I was peeled for which of the two would reach the bottom first. They were both neck and neck, but about halfway down the hill, Lizzie started to veer off to the side, giving Shiloh a huge advantage. She obviously hadn't noticed a thing, and as soon as Shiloh reached the bottom of the hill, he jumped up excitedly and threw his hands in the air. I won! Almost immediately, he fell back onto the grass, still dizzy from his roll down the hill. Lizzie stomped out of the bush she had ended up in, sputtering angrily and brushing leaves from the front of her dress. Not bad, you got lucky. Let's do it again and see who wins for real. Kids, it's time to come in. No! He snickered, feeling grateful he hadn't been a part of the mini debacle. He caught Cove's eyes and saw he was doing the same. It had gotten late and it was beginning to feel just a little bit chilly as you made your way out of the hills. The cold in the air hadn't dampened anyone's spirits. The four of you walked back home together, side by side down your neighborhood street, discussing the evening, with each person trying to prove they were the one who caught the most fireflies. You knew that whoever really did catch the most didn't matter much anyway. All that matters is that you had a good time, which, judging by the smiles on everyone's faces, you did. Alright, and with that, I think we're going to end today's stream. Tonight was a lot of fun, and I definitely can't wait to play more. I'm going to quickly save. And I'm probably going to play more of my personal file, because I haven't played much of it yet still. But other than that, I'm going to end it here. So, yes, I'm ready to go to the menu. Alright. So, thank you to anyone who came. And if you didn't, that's okay. Honestly, this is a very chill stream, and for once, a stream that went off without a hitch. But this is a lot of fun. I can't wait to do a part 2 very soon. So, without much further ado, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!